like to introduce our county CAO, Carol Huchingson, who will have a few words for us. Here she comes.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Melissa. Thanks for a moment of tonight's agenda. I'm so thrilled to see the slogan up here. We've seen that a lot throughout all of the disasters here in Lake County. I don't think it's a slogan for us at all, though. It's really become our way of life. And so much of what Melissa said is true about the strength of our people. The wildfires that have impacted our county are truly unprecedented. They have an incredible impact on everything here. Local government plays a significant role in the long-term recovery effort, but there are also many, many needs that go far beyond the mission and capacity of government. And I continue to be amazed, actually through the last 4 wildfire seasons, I'm amazed about Lake County's ability to come together as one community in times of great trial. Since 2008, Lake County has faced a series of unprecedented challenges, not just the wildfires. Few places were hit harder by the Great Recession, and the effects of that still linger here. Like many other small counties, before the string of disasters began, we still hadn't rebounded from the Great Recession. And now, with the losses that have come with all of the disasters, our property tax revenues remain at about 80% of pre-recession revenues. Property tax values are a major driver of county services. In particular, law enforcement is funded with about 51% of those total revenues that are way off the mark. Transient occupancy tax, that's another tax which probably is near and dear to your hearts because it is used largely to generate local tourism and marketing efforts. That too is down by half as a result of the Great Recession and then the compounding effects of the disasters and the resorts lost and impacted. Who could believe what has happened again here in the summer of 2018? I found myself without words. I'm struggling to come up with words to describe our circumstances. Unbelievable. And now the River and Ranch fires, known together as the Mendocino Complex, the largest wildfire event in the state of California. Each time one of these happens, it's going back to the Rocky. I remember the Rocky. We lost 50 homes in the Rocky, and we thought it was the worst thing we could ever have dealt with, far exceeded our capacities. And here we are about 2,000 homes later and still not gaining ground on this wildfire crisis that keeps hitting us. So that largest event that hit us just weeks ago struck a community that is obviously already struggling. The amount of stress and anxiety impacting our communities, impacting us, is unparalleled. The PTSD that arises up in our people every time they hear a siren or get a nixle on their cell phone, it's unbelievable. There I go with that word. The repeated disasters that began in the summer of 2015 have destroyed nearly 1,950 local homes. That is about 5.5% of Lake County's total housing stock. To lend some perspective with that, our housing stock loss is more than twice the per capita losses sustained in the horrific North Bay firestorm of 2017 in Sonoma County, where they lost 2.5% of their housing stock. So in Lake County, we've lost twice the housing stock compared to Sonoma, and Sonoma is a county that has many more resources to rebound and recover. Our property tax base, which I mentioned earlier, and a number of other revenue sources have been decimated. And one solution that we attempted to make possible, which I think is of particular interest to this group, is support for the creation of a local tourism improvement district. Many of you probably remember that back in April we hosted a tourism stakeholder meeting, and it was focused on finding solutions for better marketing and tourism promotion activities. Absent a stable funding source, this particular year, we used some of our very limited marketing funds in the county to launch what we all have hoped would lead to better outcomes for local tourism. If passed, the Tourism Improvement District would lead to an assessment that would be added to local lodging each night's stay, and the funds collected would be administered by a board comprised of local stakeholders. To us, this sounds like a win-win. It puts the decision-making about how to spend tourism promotion dollars in the hands of a board that knows that field best. But now we're concerned that this effort may not pass. Originally, it appeared we had an adequate number of stakeholders in the hotelier industry to support this, and the table seems to have turned. And there is a component of stakeholders that do not support it at this point. If you have any influence with those folks, I would encourage you to reach out. Help us. Do what you can to keep the Tourism Improvement District on track, because it can be at least a partial solution for what we need. So help us try to find a way to make it work, even if that means some form of compromise. Regardless of the financial challenges Lake County is facing, the County of Lake, as in terms of the government, we still remain dedicated to our purpose, and that is to promote the well-being of every resident and our distinct communities, create effective and collaborative policy to promote a thriving, sustainable economy and environment, maintain transparency, accountability, and quality services. These principles guide every step we take as we do our work. And no matter the challenges we face, we stand with and for Lake County. With the energy that is brought to a room like this tonight, together we can reimagine what is possible here in Lake County. Together we can build a brighter future here. Thanks again.